I never forgave my mother for sending me to a babysitter. The flashbacks of my former babysitter are poisonous, pregnant spiders. Once they hatch, the baby spiders start to chew away at my happiness. They have toxic webs that catch hold of my attention. Once they have my attention, I cannot escape. It happened several years ago. My memories are still fresh. I remember the day I discovered the secret. During the summer of 2008, my mother found herself working non-stop. She became a racehorse. Once she got promoted, there was no time for cooking or cleaning. Fast food replaced home-cooked meals, while my house looked worse than a zoo. I wouldn't have been surprised if I found a lost dog amongst the clutter. Majority of my time was spent outside riding my bike or being mischievous with my peers. One of our favorite pastimes was putting rocks inside of plastic bags and throwing it at cars. I spent my time with friends because I was scared to be alone. A few kids went missing in my town last summer, and the summer before that. Nobody knows how they vanish. If we had the rocks, then it was inevitable for scissors and paper to find us. My fun was cut off by my mother writing a check to a babysitter. I don't know how I was caught. One night, my mom came home with buffalo wings. After setting them down on the dining room table, she told me to come here. She should have considered changing jobs after what she did to me. She made a belt magically appear from her bag and popped me in the ear. The rubber snake bit me several times and left my ear swollen like cauliflower. If you throw another rock at a car, I'm gonna throw you at one. Okay, Mom. I put my head down and proceeded to eat. A few minutes later, my mom joined me and told me starting tomorrow, I will have a babysitter. Mom, I'm 12 years old. I don't need a babysitter. Obviously, you do, and that's final. Make sure you get up early in the morning. I'm dropping you off before work. My mom was serious. She found a babysitter to patrol my time. I thought things couldn't get worse, but I was wrong. The next morning, my mom pulled up in front of a 2-story blue and white house. The curtains were pulled back and I could see into the house. The babysitter was standing outside waving at us as we stepped out of the car. My name is Miss Marsh, the babysitter said. She extended her hand for me to shake it. I'll pick him up after work. My mom darted to her car and drove off. Miss Marsh and I went inside and she took me on a tour around the house. Since you're going to be coming here every day, I need to show you around. Her house was immaculate and the air was crisp. She showed me her library, the living room, kitchen, her bedroom, and the guest room. I felt like grabbing a crown and drawing all over the walls. I needed to mark my territory, since this was going to be my new home for a while. As we were coming back into the hallway, she pointed towards the ceiling. This is the attic. You can never go up there. If you do, you will get in trouble. I told her I wouldn't, but I was lying. You see, when I was younger, I loved to explore and go on adventures. I was waiting for the perfect opportunity to wander off and see what was in the attic. However, she was a hawk. She watched my every move. During lunchtime, She made me a pastrami and cheese sandwich. I fell asleep for several minutes on the living room floor. Miss Marsh was enjoying soap operas on TV while sewing a sweater on the couch. I forgot what time I woke up, but I had to go to the bathroom. Miss Marsh was sleeping. When I came out of the bathroom, I looked up and saw the attic. The attic seemed to be calling my name. It was inviting me to go inside of it. I peeked back into the living room and she was still sleeping. This was my chance to sneak around in the attic. Opening the attic door was tedious, since I had to jump up and pull the string to open it. I was careful not to make any noise. The string to open the attic felt like a spider web in my hand. I crept up the attic stairs and smelled a combination of rain and I don't know what that smell was. I started walking around and noticed the door. I don't know where it led to, but I put my ear to the door to determine if there was something behind it. My weight caused the door to open. Flies and a rotten stench flew out of the door. I fell onto the ground. As I looked up, I saw carcasses sitting on a bed. I counted 5 dead bodies. I got up and ran downstairs. When I got back into the living room, Miss Marsh was still sleeping. I had to make sure she was there. I know I shouldn't have ran back into the living room. But what if she knew I was upstairs? I ran out of the house and went to the neighbors. I told them what I found and they called the cops. The cops came and they determined that the children who went missing the past 2 summers in my town were the bodies in Mrs. Marsh's attic. The scary thing about that day wasn't me finding the bodies or the police realizing it was the missing children. Miss Marsh was never found. They still don't know where she ran off to. And to this day, I'm afraid to go upstairs in my own attic.